goodness. Okay, then what we're gonna make today, not that one, is we are gonna make something like this, okay? And we're gonna fill in each of these little squares on your Zoom meeting with some of your friends or your teachers or whoever you want. So in the end, we're gonna end up making 4 different characters, or you can do more if you really want, but a minimum of 4 characters in your Zoom meeting. And then we're gonna make the Zoom logo. And over here, if you wanna put like a chat or something like that in there, you can. Or if you wanna fill that with a 5th character, then you're welcome to do that as well. Okay, so this one's kind of in progress. I was trying a couple things out before I taught you. Okay, so first thing that we are going to do is we want a background back here so we don't see that checkerboard. So to do that, you're going to take and choose the shape tool, and you're going to click the rectangle. And I'm just going to start up here in the corner, drag it across that whole space, and you can take the border away from that and then change it to whatever color you want. I'm just going to pick something kind of light. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a computer screen here. Okay, it looks a little more like a monitor screen than a Chromebook, but that's okay. So we're going to do that by clicking the shape tool again. And you can make it totally square if you want, or you can give it some rounded edges by choosing the rounded rectangle shape right here. And you're just going to kind of come up here and you're going to fill it in, but we're going to leave a little space at the bottom. So maybe it's kind of like this. And then I'm going to change it to I don't know, like a darker, like computer screen kind of color, maybe just a touch lighter. And then I don't want my border. I'm going to change that to transparent. Okay. So if we come back to this one, now we just need another, like the bright part of your screen. And so we're going to come back to this. You're going to choose the shape tool again, shapes, and you can do just a perfectly square one, or you can have a rounded rectangle. It doesn't matter. And we're going to kind of come in here and fill this in. And so this is the bright screen. So you can pick whatever color you want, but I'm just going to go ahead and do bright white. Okay. If you need to move it, you can use the arrow buttons on your keyboard, or you can choose to click and drag it. Okay. Then we want to make the bottom part of our screen. So we're just going to put a little rectangle here and a rectangle here. Okay. So again, you're going to go to the shape tool, go to shapes, click a rectangle, and I'm going to pick just a little one. It's going to go like right here. Something like that. It's maybe a little small. So we'll do this and we'll move it over to center it. And then I want it to match this color. So I'm going to go back and say, okay, I think it was this one. Yes. Now, here's what it looks like if you don't take away that border. And if you like that, then that's fine. If you don't like it, then you can change it by clicking transparent right there. Okay. So now we're just going to do one more rectangle at the bottom. So you're going to go to the shape tool again, shapes, rectangle. You can do one that's flat on the bottom and rounded on the top like this. Make it a little bit shorter than that. And then I didn't quite get it connected, so I'm just going to nudge it up a little bit, change the color. It's a little too light, I think. There we go. And then take the border away. And then I'm noticing that I have a lot of extra space down here, so I'm actually just going to nudge those down a little bit more. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so I have more room for my characters. Maybe, ooh, that was too far. Okay, so you have your computer screen done now. And now what we want to do is divide it up into 6 boxes. So we need these just little lines over here. So you're going to come over here to the line tool, and if you want to select different kinds of lines, you can, but we just want the regular old line. Okay. And you're just going to start. We want to divide it this way into thirds. So we're going to go maybe like right here and you're going to click. Oh, maybe. There we go. And so I'm going to start here and it'll give you a line and then you're going to drag it so that it is kind of up and down and straight, and we'll go right there. And then since that one we already know is the right size, you can kind of move it to the right or the left, but we already know it's the right size. So I'm just going to copy and paste it. So I am going to choose Control C for copy and then Control V for paste. And it gives me another one exactly the same size. And I can just go ahead and bring it over here. And then you have to decide, okay, how do I get these so they're even? Okay, and then we want to do one line across the middle right here. So we're going to go to our line tool and we're going to kind of come to the center, click, it'll give us that. Drag this over to there. Okay, it's maybe a little bit off. I'm going to move it down a little bit. These actually are bugging me a little bit. They look a little bit crooked, but that's okay. I'm not going to mess with that right now while you are watching a video because that would be really boring. So at this point, we want to make our Zoom logo up in the corner. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a shape. And I don't have a rounded corner on this one. So I'm just going to click this regular rectangle. I want to fill in this whole area with that sort of dark blue color. Maybe I didn't quite make it big enough. Make it the right size. There we go. So I'm going to pick maybe that one looks pretty good. I like that. And you can mess with the size and shape of it a little bit to get it to fit just right. You might notice that later you don't need it. Okay, and then we're going to, let's take a look at our example again. We're going to make the lighter blue. So maybe I made that one too dark. We'll darken that a little bit more. That's not quite right either, but you get the idea. Then we're going to go to the shape tool again. Click a rounded rectangle, and you are going to, we're going to make it a little bit bigger than we really need it to be because it's a little bit easier to create things. And then we're going to fill it with this pretty blue, and maybe we don't want the border on it. And then if you take a look at your Zoom logo, it's made up of two shapes. So we're going to go to the shape tool. And if you look really carefully, one of them has, like at the very end, it's called round diagonal corner rectangle. Okay, so you're going to pick that one and we're going to come over here and you're going to go like this. And we want it to be white. And you might notice that if you double click on it, well, that's just kidding. It gave me a text box for some reason. Anyway, you can kind of change this. These little yellow dots that show up, you can kind of change the curve by just clicking and dragging on that. And then this one will change that just a little tiny bit. Okay, so that is there. Now, if it really bugs you that it's the wrong way, you can flip it, but it doesn't really bother me, so I'm not going to worry about that. I did forget to take the border away though, so I'm going to click that. And then let's move it and center it a little bit more. And then there's another little triangular shape. We're going to go here, and we're actually going to use this one. And we're just going to drag and make a little shape. If you zoom in, it's much easier to edit this. I don't think that's the shape I was looking for. I'm going to try a different one. We need more of a triangle. How about this one? That makes more sense. And I'm going to go like this. And then if you take this and just flip it this way, it will change your angle. You can hide. You can change it like this. Move it in a little bit closer, zoom back out, take away the border, change it to white. And there you have your Zoom logo. If you want to go ahead and write Zoom underneath it, that's super easy. We can go to the text box and put that down here. And you type Zoom and you highlight it. You can change the font. You can change the color of the text. You can make it centered. And then you could make it bigger or you could bold it. You could do kind of whatever. Okay. And then maybe just bump it up a little bit. So that is as much as I want you to do today. So go ahead and complete all of this. And then go ahead, and that's it for today. And there will be more instructions on what to do next time.